Tekateu, Lishana Tova, Tekateu, Tekateu, Bentit Mateu, la 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 la
Oh, you started pre-K. Anyone else started school this last week? Anyone else? Okay. Yeah, okay. That wasn't what I was thinking about, but let's see. Let's see if we get some others. Yes. No, you over here. Yeah. Raise your hand. Would you like to go? You want to go? Ethan? Oh, you got to start. Okay. You started kindergarten. That's a bit. Wasn't what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Over the.
Are you growing inch? Okay, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
3 inches over the top.
3 inches. Anyone else grow this year? Anyone else grow? Anyone else shrink this year? All right, what else? What do we got? Yeah. Okay, well, it's okay. Anyone else have other things? And then I know what's on your mind.
I have one grandchild and have another on the way.
Grandchild. Any new grandchildren? Any grandparents here? Any new grandparents here? One grandchild and one on the way. Vishato. Okay. Yes. Go for it. Oh, we had a garden planting. Beautiful. Wonderful. I hope there's some yummy vegetables that you can bring to Rabbi Alex. Anything else really special today that you want to tell us about? And I know what's been on the tip of your tongue, and I know you're just too embarrassed to share it. What's the most amazing thing? You're here with us here under the tent at your Shalom. Isn't that what you were thinking about? Right? Yeah. Everyone was thinking that. Okay, I'm Rabbi Alex and Dr. Andy Simons here. We're going to sing a lot of the melodies for the holidays. And then we have a broad range of kids here and adults. So we're going to try to kind of adapt it. The prayer book, you know, it kind of leans more to the younger side. And we'll use some of your older kids here and adults. This is a really important day. We have a song to start out that's for our little ones, and it's for all those who can spin. Who here has gone to a spinning class before? Anyone gone to a spinning class? Any adults? Okay. Not that kind of spinning. This is this kind of spinning. Okay, we're on page number 1. Turning. If you want to spin, if you feel it in your heart, go for it. We'd love to see if we have a place even right here if you want to spin.
Turning on this holy day. Turning, each in our own way. We turn to God, that's Tefillah. We turn to others, Teshuvah. We turn to those who need our care, that's called Tzedakah. We turn to those who need our care, that's called Tzedakah. Turning on this holy day. Turning, each in our own way. We turn to God, that's Tefillah. We turn to others, Teshuvah. Turn to those who need our care, that's called Tzedakah. We turn to those who need our care, that's called Tzedakah. Turning on this holy day.
I'm going to be the only one turning.
Each in our own way.
Wonderful. Okay, we need some young readers. Readers that just started maybe with their reading process on page 3, that want to stand up where they are and read for us a line of what's written there. Jacob and Noam, you want to do it? No, okay. Anyone else? Come on, we got some brave readers here. Yeah, stand on up, Melody. All right, why don't you read for us from the bottom? Actually, come all the way to the front if you're able. Is that okay? That's okay. Yeah, bring your mom with you. It's like a little maze to get through. All right, Melody's going to read for us.
10 days ago on Rosh Hashanah, we welcomed the new year and promised to do that again. We promised to do tefillah, and tzedakah. We promised to pray to make up for our mistakes this year.
Thank you, Melody. We'll do this how we say wonderful job. Or we can say yesher kotaha, wonderful job. Okay, so there's some very big words here, and I need some help from some of the older students. See if you know what they are. There are the 3 T's here, which are about how we're acting in the world. So who can tell me, one of the older students or adults, what tefillah is? Who wants to raise their hand and tell us what is tefillah? Yes, Mr. Brum. Prayer. Prayer. Wonderful. Prayer. That's what we're doing here. Okay? And this next word is really hard. Teshuvah. Anyone want to tell us what teshuvah is?
You over your mouth.
Anyone have any ideas what teshuvah is? That's a harder word. Teshuvah is saying we're sorry. Is anyone good at saying you're sorry here? I know a lot of adults we could learn from you. Cecilia, if you want to tell us, come over here and tell us what the trick is for saying you're sorry. How do you do it? Maybe even just practice it. Show us how you say I'm sorry. Oh, I love it! Wonderful. Thank you for the lesson. If only it could be so easy as that, Cecilia. So once you say we're sorry, and you say it like you mean it, and that they will believe you and forgive you. That is wonderful. The last word, I think a lot of you know, that has a Hebrew letter tzadi in it, and it is tzedakah. Is anyone here given tzedakah? Anyone here, raise your hand if you've given tzedakah. Tzedakah is when we give money to people that are in need, or raise your hand if you brought in some food to bring to feed more Western New York. We brought in some food. Lazarus Mike. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. That helps so many things. Those 3 terms are what we do to make our lives better. If we can do those 3 things, we're going to be okay. So let us turn to the beginning of our prayer service, because we can't do this without all of you, our sacred community. On page number 6, we're going to rise for our call.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Give a little bit of wave. We're really grateful. We couldn't be here without everyone here. All of you make a huge difference. And we're going to turn now to the Shema, which is on page number 8. As we sing out to God, we sing out that everything should be good, and thank God.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kippur Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kippur Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. And we're going to do the V'ahavta. It's not in our prayer book. Does anyone here know it and want to join me with me? Anyone want to try with me, or we'll just do it together? V'ahavta et Adonai b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu ha'dvarim ha'elah asher anochi tzadaka hayom al levanecha v'shinantam levanecha v'nivartam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'blechtecha b'derech u'shachtecha u'b'krecha v'shartam yerot al yadecha v'hayu l'tatavo b'neinecha u'shactam amazot beitecha u'b'misharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, ייתן קדושים לבניהם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ ישראל, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Actually, on Yom Kippur, there is one thing that is very different. You might not have noticed with Dr. Simons when he led it, but there's one thing that is very, very different. What is so different about the Shema on Yom Kippur, Dr. Simons? What do you think?
I believe it's that we usually, traditionally we say the Baruch Shem Kavod part quietly, but on Yom Kippur we say it out loud.
Right, so we have a line that you saw in the Shema. You see it's written really tiny. For those of us like my age and older, I think it might be even hard to read it. You see the little tiny writing? That is written really small because it's not in the Torah. The Shema and the V'ahavta are both in the Torah, but the Baruch Shem Kavod is what we added, the rabbis added. And on Yom Kippur, usually we say it quietly so that we say this is not from the Torah. But on Yom Kippur, we say this is the day we don't hold back from anything. This is the day when we need to say what's on our heart and on our mind to God and to each other. This is the day we're going to say it. And we encourage each other to say it by saying it out loud. So why don't we stand up one more time. We're going to sing the Shema, and without, not the way we did it last time. We're just going to sing it. And we're going to sing it, and then we're going to say the Baruch Shem Kavod as loud and proud as we can. Just All right, when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to rise. And we are turning 14 and 15. This is, we
Just the mommy and me.
one, we take our fist and we tap very lightly our heart. That's what we want to do better. And we also give ourselves a hug when we're saying what we did right. So we tap and we hug. Okay.
It's a bubby. Something a little bit higher.
Everybody says mommy's here.
We told the truth. We also tackled. We ran.
Oh, yeah.
We lie, 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 we shared, we spoke freely, we held, we heard others, we understood, we were unpleasant, lie, 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 lie. We volunteered, we were very obnoxious, we acted properly, we acted badly, we hugged, but sometimes we hit, lie, 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 lie,
And for all of those, we ask God to forgive us and pardon us and to allow us to atone. At page 16.
Can you walk around? Let's go find Nana. No, we're not going to touch them. Oh, shoot.
All right,
No,
you may be
it's
seated.
Everybody sees me.
Okay, so I need to teach you a very important rule, a rule that adults and children, we all could do better. And this rule comes from the Talmud, from a section called Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our parents. And it's from the Mishnah. And it has to do with judging. Does anyone know what it means to judge someone? What does it mean when we judge someone? Has anyone here ever judged someone before? Raise your hand if you judge someone. Raise your hand if you judge someone unfavorably. Maybe based on if they were wearing a sports team you didn't like. Or maybe they go to a different school than you, or they live somewhere else, or maybe they have different political opinions. Or they have a different lifestyle than you. So we all, judging means we look at someone and we say, anyone do this? You got that. Anyone do this? Let's try this out.
No.
We're going to need this for the story. So in Pirkei Avot it says, do not judge someone until you are in that person's position. Do not judge someone until you are in that person's position. Does anyone want to, does it mean? What does it mean by that? Anyone have any ideas? And then I'm going to share a special guest I brought. My name Any ideas? Any parents want to tell me? What does it mean? Do not judge someone until you're in that person's position. There's another thing we say. Do not judge a book by a cover. You heard that? That we should be kind to each other. We don't really know what the other person is like. I'm very scared. Yeah. When I bring them out, you have to be really gentle. Are we ready? Anyone know what this is? Oh, what is this? It's a goat. This is not any goat. This goat's name is Goatee. It's actually a real goat at Becker Farms. And Sheila, it's one of Sheila's good friends. She goes over there to Becker Farms and sees the goat, and she actually has a stuffed animal she named Goatee. Isn't that so cute? What does a goat say? If we're going to try to, let's pretend. What does a goat say? What do you think? I never know. What do you think?
I
think it's like a Goatee's getting a little shy. Okay. Goatee wants to tell you a story about some famous goats. Are there any people here that want to come out to act like a goat? Come on out here, and you can do whatever you want to act like a goat. Come on out here. Come on. Come on. Let's get some goats out here. All right, we got some ghosts coming out there. Okay, Yom Kippur, Goatee tells me, this is the day, the celebration of goats. The mascot of Yom Kippur is a goat. And in the ancient Israelite camp, their camp kind of looks like this. They would gather all the goats right before Yom Kippur, and all of the Israelites would judge them to see who would be the best goat. And all the adults would look around and say, I think it's going to be that one. I think it's going to be that one. I think it's going to be that one. Meanwhile, the real judge, which was Aaron the high priest, would all come, look at all the goats, and decide. He was going to make the decision which would be the goat that would lead the way, that all of the Israelites could say they're sorry. Which was going to be the real goat. So Goatee here had a little problem. He might not look like it, but Goatee was always getting into problems with his sister goat, which was Getty, which is like Goatee in Hebrew. So Goatee and Getty were always causing problems. So when all the goats were trying to be their best behavior, they got dressed in their best clothing. You want to look? That's good. Okay. So when they were all getting ready, Goatee and Getty were trying their best too, but they were always causing problems. So they brought the food out in the bucket. And all the other goats came over to eat from the bucket. But Goatee and Getty, you know what they did to the bucket? Knocked it over. And what did all the other people in the Israelites, what did they say? Naughty, naughty, they're not going to be chosen. Do you think Goatee and Getty are going to be chosen to be the goat of the year, the goats of the year in the Israelite kingdom? No, no, no. And meanwhile, when everyone was trying their best to be quiet, what were Goatee and Getty doing? Not doing good. They were, let's help them out. Let's do our men. And what did everyone say in the Israelite kingdom? You're not going to be chosen. And when all of the other goats were trying their best to keep their goat paws off of the other goats, what were Goatee and Getty doing? They were causing fights and kicking. Kick, kick, kick.
What's the goat doing?
What did everyone do?
Megan, take it.
So it came time that Aaron the high priest was going to choose the goat. And all of the goats and all of the Israelites were standing around. And Aaron the high priest says, Aaron always goes like this. See if you can do it. Aaron the high priest stood around and looked at all the goats and said, "Goats, I'm very impressed with your behavior. But there are several goats that have impressed me more than most. They have been kind and looked out for other goats when other goats just were looking out for themselves. They have helped the entire Israelite community in protecting them from others. And they have made peace between other goats. This is the type of goat that I want to represent us Israelites on Yom Kippur, the day of our goats." And all of the goats said, "Who could it be?" And all the Israelites, "Who could it be?" And all of them said, "I know who it isn't going to be. Who is it not going to be? Goatee. And it's not going to be Getty. They're never going to be chosen." But Aaron said, everyone hushed. "The goats that I have chosen are outstanding. I have rarely seen behavior like them. The goats are," drum roll, "none other than Goatee and Getty." What? Everyone said, "How could this be? We saw them kick the food bucket. We saw them make a lot of noise when they were supposed to be quiet. And we saw them kicking and fighting when they should have been keeping their paws to themselves. How could this be?" And the murmur went around everyone. "How could this be? How could you let Goatee and Getty be the key goats?" And Aaron said, "I know what you're thinking. You saw them kick over the food bin, the food bucket. But you didn't see why they kicked it over. So when they kicked it over, the littlest, tiniest goats weren't able to eat from the bucket. They couldn't reach over. When Goatee and Getty kicked over the bucket, they made sure that the littlest goats, their heart was so big. And when they were making loud noises, what you didn't see, there was a mountain lion. They were scaring it away to protect our whole community. And when you saw them fighting, it was to protect a goat that was bullying another goat. And they went and bullied. So you thought you knew who Goatee and Getty, but they were not. You are the most special goat. And Goatee said, he was so proud. Look at his belly. And they walked and they carried the Israelites in. And everyone looked to them as an example of how to live and how to be better. So a big hand to our goats. Wonderful job. We're going to put this away. This is Sheila's very special goat thing. And if you go to Becker Farms, you can find the real goatee next time you go there. All right, so we are going to go towards our end of our service. But I think, is Sherry, are you doing a welcome for This is our board member, Sherry, you're right, whose kids were that you guys age, not too long. But they're very tall.
It was. So my name is Sherry Joyce, and I'm in charge of doing the annual appeal this year. Most of you probably got a letter, and I'm going to keep it very short. But who here has seen the movie The Wizard of Oz? And what does Dorothy say? What does she have to do to get back to Kansas? What does she have to do? She has to click her heels on the times. What does she say? No place like home. So now I don't have ruby red shoes that sparkle. I did find my red. So today with this place home. Dorothy's home was in. She had to figure out a way to get back from Oz, which to her was a very scary place, and to get back home. And we have to do that a lot as adults. That we go out in the world, and it can be scary, and it can be fun, and it can be loving. But at times, we need our spiritual home, and this is the place. And so I'm just here to say that I asked everybody today to click their heels 3 times and say, there's no place like Shir Shalom. Not just home, but Shir Shalom. And if you all feel that way, or if you're new and you want to feel that way, then just asking you to take your tickets if you have them, turn down the tab, or make a pledge. If you don't have your tickets, we have some here. But we're welcoming everybody to the spiritual home, and we need it to last for a long time, because the reason why most of you are here today is for these little guys. And this is all about the door by door, from generation to generation. So you click your heels 3 times. I don't even know how you do it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I did it. There's no place like Shir Shalom. Have a very good New Year and good day.
All right, and thank you. Sherry Jo actually wore her rubies. All right, we have a very important guest over here, Mr. Joe Glickman, who's part of a 3-generation shofar blow. The end of our holiday of Yom Kippur, we blow the shofar. First, we're going to learn about the shofar blowing, and Dr. Simons is going to teach us the call.
Do the whole song?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, we have 3 sounds. I'll say them. I'll sing them and you sing them back. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. So the first one is Kiyah. Try that. Kiyah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Now we have Shvarim. Try it. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Now we have true Try that. True I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. And together we say Tekiyah Gedolah. That's the big Tekiyah. So let's sing that together. Tekiyah Gedolah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year.
All right, why don't we rise and we're going to say the Tekiyah Gedolah, which is the very final sound of Yom Kippur. Let's say it together, and then let's see if you can count off, see if Mr. Glickman can reach what his son would do. and also check to see if he turns it red as a Rosh Hashanah apple. Okay, ready? Here we go. Tekiyah Gedolah! That brings us to the end of our family service. If you want to return your prayer book, hang around if you'd like.
Mishnah Torah, Tikkatim. Mishnah Torah, Tikkatim.
Bye-bye.